Hello, hey, how are you? I hope you're doing wonderful because today we are making these absolutely adorable little pumpkins. I am so excited. I hope you are too. If you did not see my last episode of Granny Rochester, then you wouldn't know that I've been busy with some huge projects. I had a few commissions and I'm getting ready for some festivals, which is super exciting. I also made some classes for this amazing website called Fabrica. So if you have no idea what that is, I'm so sorry. Let me explain it to you. It is a place for you to be helped along with all your creative activities. So if you are interested in the classes that I've made, go ahead and check out my description box below. I have some links for you, even if you don't want to get any kind of monthly subscription or pay for any classes. It would mean so much if you went and just checked it out because I think it'll be worth your while. So don't forget to click the link in the description and onto the video. Okay, so this beautiful little scrap is actually left over from me making some trays. So I decided to make some pumpkins from them. How, you may ask? Well, first you need a little template. It's about 4 inches by 1 3/16 of an inch. We're going to cut 6 of them out. You could probably just get away with using 5. I actually saw this pumpkin on either Pinterest or Instagram and I loved it. So I decided to kind of reverse engineer it in my head and try to make one. And it worked. And I fell in love with making these little cuties. Okay, now that we've got these cut out, make yourself a little leaf template and use it to make a leaf for your pumpkin. It's not necessary, but it does help to hide some of those connection points that aren't so pretty. If you're wondering how I got this pretty little design in my slab, it's actually from a laser cut wooden cookie rolling pin that I got from Etsy. You could also just use a doily and a regular rolling pin for this. So the back of our leaf is super cute, but I like to use a piece of plastic foliage to roll into the surface to make it more realistic on the front. Well, that didn't work. Okay, let's make this one from scratch. Much better. Okay, gather all your pumpkin parts and we're going to curve them now so that they don't crack or break later on from drying out ever so slightly, because sometimes that does happen. You wait too long, you try to curve it, and it breaks. Now we need to smooth over those edges. I would hate for someone to pick this up and then everything's all sharp and jagged. Ugh. This particular clay has a lot of grog in it, so I am not going to use a sponge, just a small amount of water on my fingers to smooth it out. If it gets grainy feeling, smooth it over with a rubber rib and then go back in with your hands. Before we go in and start attaching these little crescents together, grab a paper towel and crumple it slightly. We will stuff this into the middle before we put our last piece on, so as it dries, it doesn't collapse, but it has something to support it from the inside. When you score, support from the opposite side. I'm going to score and slip the underside, so if I'm holding it, I would see the scoring on the top and on the inside, but not the bottom on the other side of the top. I don't even know if that tracks or makes sense, but hopefully the visual helps. Take a crescent and cup it in your hand to help hold the shape. Slip it and attach it with the next piece. With every piece, attach them on top of the last. That way you have a pleasing spiral kind of look on top once it's finished. At these connection points, make sure not to put too much slip on there or your connection point might start falling apart. The scoring and slipping is already thinning out that clay, so the more you squeeze, the thinner it's gonna get and it's gonna fall apart, trust me. Before attaching the last piece, put your paper towel in there in such a way that you could easily pull it out once it dries. Normally, I spiral the paper towel a little bit and then the tail end kind of peeks out, and that's what works best for me. Attach the last piece, making sure that the paper towel end is out so you can pull it out later, and begin shaping the pumpkin walls as gently as you possibly can. Next, we need to smooth over the leaf. It's probably best to pinch the back middle so it has more of a natural shape. Then score, slip, and with extreme caution, attach it atop your pumpkin, supporting it from the inside, of course. Last but not least, roll a coil for the stem. Grab a paintbrush or other medium-sized handle kind of thing and wrap the coil around it and slide it off. We want a good texture without it being structurally compromised, so smooth over any cracks and we will add texture back in by scoring lines into it and barely smoothing it over. Score and slip and attach it to your pumpkin. Make sure it drapes nicely and then leave it to dry. Once it's ready for the bisque firing, carefully pull out that paper towel. I also made some from terracotta. I couldn't help it. It's so cute. Time for glazing. I'm going to use all Amico opalescent glazes for this. They are so much fun because they melt beautifully over texture and the color pools in recesses and then breaks clear over raised areas. It will really showcase this beautiful design. Okay, so I made a last minute decision here to paint some of these with underglaze first because these opalescent glazes will turn out different colors depending on what base color they're painted on. It's true, trust me, look it up. It's so cool. Don't forget to clean off all the rope glaze. For the leaves and stems, I'm using Speedball's 4007 Pine. Alrighty, time for the glaze firing. That's some pretty decent elevator music. I like it. Whoa, hold up, that was cool. Let's play that back. Oh my Lanta. Okay, so this is probably the only time you're ever gonna see a transition between glazed and unglazed. I mean, come on, that's pretty cool. Okay, fine, I'll get back to it. Now, because I stilted these, they will need a very light sanding so they don't scratch whatever surface you put them on. But here's the final reveal. Y'all, I'm obsessed. They're so cute. And if you're wondering, yes, I did make those little fabric pumpkins as well. Let me know in the comments if you want a tutorial on those too. Wow, I am so happy that you've made it this far into the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you loved these little guys that I showed you at the end, I can show you exactly how I made them. I sewed them myself. If you feel like watching more of my tutorials, click over here. And if you wanted to watch my Granny Rochester video that I was just talking about, you should click right over here. But also don't forget to subscribe right here. All right, guys, until the next time, stay creative.